No, I got to lean in.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to what I'm going to call a toxic Thursday because of the episode of Miami was toxic. Um, but so glad to see all of you. Jamie, Shantae, how are y'all doing?
I'm so tired. I'm so tired of Alexia. I'm so tired of Lisa and Lenny. I'm so tired of working. I just want to lay down and take a
Just
nap.
tired.
I'm just tired.
How about you, Shantae?
I'm with Jamie, man, because Gertie made me cry again. I'm just totally Team Gertie, and these girls pissed me off again with her. So let's talk about that variety.
I
Yeah,
know. I know
Whoever.
Haitian Empress is going to have a mouthful to say about
I looked for her
ladies
name
and
as soon
Gertie.
as I came in. But before we get
Look,
started, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We're here every Thursday with Housewives of Miami to bring you the tea. And we're here other nights of the week as well. So subscribe so you can get alerted to when our shows are about to go live. But with that being said, we had a few episodes in the beginning, a few little minor, those little scenes they do before they get into the first official scene. Nothing important there to me. The only thing I thought was cute was, Frankie counting his mama's purses. He went from
he
one,
said
two, three,
thousands.
10 to thousands. I thought it was cute. But then we really opened up the scene with Marisol and her husband in the backyard. And, they start talking about the party that she is going to throw. She tells him about the Mother's Day brunch and says that Nicole had her walk into a minefield and she is not inviting Nicole to this party. And then we see Steve's kids come over. Marisol said that she really likes them, and she kind of got lucky because she's 49. I thought she was older. And she, she thought about going to have another kid, and she went to the doctor and said her egg was like a shriveled up raisin, and I hollered. I really love somebody who can make fun of themselves before somebody else gets a chance to. So, but she says she got lucky with, since he has kids and she's playing the big sister role. They talk a little bit about the house and how spiritual she is. We see some clips of Mama Elsa. And Marisol says she gets her intuition from her home. And, the medium is coming over because they've been hearing noises inside the house. And this is the one time that Marisol is praying that it's actually rats or something. But the medium arrives, Derek, and he says he felt happy when he was in the front of the house when he walked in, but felt this sad energy when he got to the back. And it said, that Marisol, well, that's where I always am, blah, blah. And she says that everything the medium is saying is spot on. She has him burn some sage, and he feels the mood getting lighter. He asks everyone else how they're feeling. Marisol says, I can't breathe because of the sage. And the boys say it stinks, so I guess they might be the negative energy. I don't know. But Shantae, I will start with you. What did you think about this scene?
All right, so the main thing I was thinking is for as many brujas and witches that Marisol calls everybody else, she's always with some kind of spirits and juju sticks. And I'm just like, your old mama Elsa said she was a witch too, so it's like, I don't understand why she always goes there with other people when she knows what her spirituality is set up like. But shout out to her for trying to cleanse the negative energy. But I kind of side out the guy because he was like, it's gonna take 4 weeks. I was like, 4 weeks? Aren't you there now? Like doing
Okay.
something? Like, are you coming back in 4 weeks? Like that whole scene just made me shake my head. So yeah. What about
And
you
I
guys?
want to make a quick correction. Haitian is in the comments correcting me. I heard incorrect. She's older. She said she went to go check her eggs out when she was 49,
When
like
she
20 years,
was,
like
she is
25, 30 years ago.
not too much. Not too
Um,
much.
they,
She is 57 right now. She is 57.
she's older than
And
my oldest brother.
she's older than my oldest brother. But then I will just lead. I thought Marisol actually, this is the best Marisol has ever looked this season.
Yeah.
Like, they were showing obviously like flashbacks through this whole thing, and I was like, ooh, like, okay, even the first season back of the reboot, you can tell everybody went and got refreshed because everybody was real like, oh, everything's settled. I think she looks great. I'm loving her fashion. I really like her little casita. I love
I do like her house.
it's not anything that I would think from Marisol, because if you watched in the first incarnation of the show, she was very tacky. It was all about labels. It was all about big, gaudy, like, stuff. So I'm glad that she settled into a more like streamlined, modern type stuff. I'll tell you, I think she's very much quick to call other people witches because she fully, firmly believes in that. Like she's grown up in that kind of religion. So
She feel like she recognizes it.
she's like, no, ma'am, we're not. I fully believe in that. You are not giving me this. Even if everybody else is like, yo, it's a candle, calm down. The whole like y'all know, I love Marisol. I love her to the moon and back. But when that man went into their bedroom and said the negative energy is back there, I was like, Marisol, the call is literally coming from inside the house. You are the negative energy that needs cleansing. But I like that she has a good relationship with I forgot her husband's name. Steve, yeah. I'm glad that she has a good relationship with the kids. And more importantly, she made it a point to say, like, she has met the ex-wife. The ex-wife is great. The whole family in general is great. And that he's raising some really great, upstanding kids. Because you can get a lot of times these wives come on and they're like, he upgraded with me and blah. I'm the cool, sexy, stepmom. And she was like, no, I love the kids. I love the wife. I take it on a more like big sister role. I'm not here to be their mother. So it's little stuff like that, like, as crazy as she gets, like, you will never make me hate Marisol Patton. And this is why.
No hate, never that.
So
love hates Marisol. Love hates Marisol.
Okay.
I know the medium. I know Derek.
And
Really?
Sometimes when you see people on these shows, like when they have a medium and stuff, I often wonder if they're real. But knowing him and that, he's into, that's what he really does. It was nice to see that, okay, maybe they aren't faking these things, Because sometimes I wonder how serious if they just got someone off the street, but knowing that that's what he does. And I hear he's quite good at it.
If it was any other housewife, I would think that it was set up. But knowing Marisol and like literally knowing Mama Elsa, she's not picking up anybody off the street at her house.
I expected him to say Mama Elsa was in the room watching her.
Okay. I firmly believe that.
But next scene, we have Gertie. She's at home recovering, and she has Russell waiting on her hand and foot. And baby, she is enjoying it and milking it for all she can. And let me tell you something. I really don't think that he's doing anything different than he does anytime, even when she's well. I feel like he caters to his wife. Like, he makes sure his wife is good. And then we see Julia and Nicole arrive. She's showing the girls the incision from the surgery, the scar. She shows it to Nicole. She lets them know she's waiting for the pathology results to determine the next step. Nicole makes a comment that I found interesting, that she's kind of desensitized to this stuff. So, but seeing Gertie go through it this time is it's causing anxiety for her as well. Yeah. And I thought that was sweet. That lets you know she cares about her. And Gertie says, give me the tea, fill me in. So Nicole starts talking about the brunch and how Alexia and Marisol thought she set them up. Gertie says that Adriana really needs to own that she is the one that invited Anna. And as they're talking, coincidentally, Gertie gets a text inviting him to the party and goes through the invite list and notices that Nicole was excluded. And Nicole says, wow, it's nice that Adriana was invited and I was left out. But she also says that she doesn't need friends that automatically think the worst of her when a situation happens. Julia says she knows some information behind why Adriana invited Anna and is going to make sure to clear the air at Marisol's party. Nicole pretty much does think it's going to be a waste of time, and she also says she will not attend any more group events until she receives an apology. Jamie.
So I agree with, Moment Smith Monroe. I really, really love the newbies' relationships with each other, particularly this little trio here. They've been close since episode 1 of this reboot, and I love that none of them have switched up on each other. None of them have gotten caught up in the drama with the older castmates the established castmates. You can tell that it's a genuine friendship between the three of them. I will say, Gertie is a goddamn trooper for being 3 days out of surgery and still okay, let me get up, let me have a camera crew in my house. Let me pretend like my chest is not throbbing with pain right now, and let me get through this. So she's a trooper, and it's again, it just reinforces that I love that she is being so open with this, even though if you can tell, like, she probably has a list of like, if we're going to do this, these are things that we're going to need. She's still complete in charge of it because she had that little makeup on. She had her hair done. You're not going to catch Gertie slipping.
I mean, she's showing cancer. She's showing that, you know, I'm not going to let this beat me. And I love that mentality of hers.
And I think it was Adriana that said later on when we get there that she was like, Gertie is a badass. Gertie is showing that like I'm fighting through cancer. Like this is my life. This is my day to day.
It was her or Marisol. One of them said it. Marisol said something.
Oh, Marisol. It was Marisol.
Yeah.
But I could tell Julia. This is where I respect Julia a little bit, because even though you could tell that she wanted to be like, girl, it was Adriana, and this is everything Adriana told me. Even though she knows that her friend is being kind of shady, she still has loyalty. And I think that says a lot about her character, that she's not trying to put Adriana out there for people. She wants to like, trust me, I'm taking care of it. Just let me do what I need to do. I felt a little bit for Nicole in this. Like, you could tell that she was trying not to like get emotional, but like, that sucks. Like, you're literally sitting there and you see a text message where everybody, including the woman who is responsible for this and who was just getting cussed out the previous episode by these women, get an invite and you're left off. This is where Marisol lost me a bit, because it's like, you knew what you were doing. You actively wanted to make Nicole feel unincluded. And y'all know last week I was kind of on Marisol's side and I felt like Alexia was the one that was really pushing it, but I thought this was a bitch move. Like, that sucks. No matter how old you are, it sucks knowing that you were the only person that is not invited to a party that all of your friends are going to.
And so, really didn't have anything to do with it.
Didn't have anything to do with it. And like, Nicole could have very easily thrown Adriana under the bus as well. Like, this is the thing that gets me with like the character of these new women and then the character of like the established women. You know, all of them would quickly throw somebody under the bus to make themselves look better. We've seen Alexia do it. We've seen Adriana do it. But these women really like, you know what? It's fine. That's not that's not how I operate. So kudos to them. I hated it though. Marisol was dead wrong for that.
I agree, Shantae.
Well, first of all, Russell is a good man. I was just watching him and I was remembering them scenes where he was like putting on her spray tan, you know, last season. So I think you're totally right. Like, he has always treated her like a queen, and you can tell that like he is the perfect support system. I mean, nobody's perfect, obviously, but he comes dang close to what I would want, you know, if, you know, I was going through something like that. But when it comes to the girls now,
switching gears to people that are not supportive.
Yes. I definitely feel like, you know, Nicole is getting the heat for Adriana, but like I said before, them girls went after Nicole because they wanted to, you know, it doesn't matter.
And we see that later on too.
Exactly. It doesn't matter what Adriana did. They always had axe to grind, I guess, with Dr. Nicole. I thought they were going to get past it during Lisa's set trip, you know, when they kind of apologized to Nicole for treating her bad. But I think what stuck in their mind was at that reunion when Nicole confessed that Anna had contacted her, you know, and then remember Alexia said, I'm not scared. You know, it's just like, where did that come from? You know, so I think from then they're like, oh, it's on, you know, but since it was Dr. Nicole's event and then Anna showed up and then they had that memory, I guess, of Nicole saying that Anna was reaching out to her, they made her guilty in their mind. And once they make up their minds, no matter how wrong they are, they're just going to see it through. And them two are package deal. They kind of almost share the same brain. So I was not surprised that Marisol did not invite Dr. Nicole, but I know that she has their number now and she's going to let them have it. And I cannot wait because they can't take her. She's more pulled up than them. She's smarter than them. She's younger than them. I mean, it's not even a fair fight, but if they want to fight, I'm rooting for Dr. Nicole.
It's always Team Nicole.
Yeah.
The thing that annoys me with Marisol and Alexia in this situation, they say they know how evil Anna is, that they believe she is. They say they know how sneaky she is, what kind of a mastermind she is. You know, all manipulate, all this stuff it is. Do they really find it not plausible that yes, she has reached out to Nicole, but actually has never mentioned anything negative, so that Nicole could eventually bring, Nicole could be her way in? Like that is totally believable to me.
Yeah.
And I saw last night on Watch What Happens Live that Larsa said that Nicole totally knew Anna's history, because she said I had beef. We all had beef with her. But Larsa, at the Mother's Day brunch when you arrived, Nicole asked you, "Did you know?" You said, "No, I didn't know."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? So it's just like you're a flip flopper too. And what I really think it boils down to is Alexia makes a comment later on that lets me know that it's pure jealousy of Nicole, what she stands for, her accolades. It's pure jealousy. When she says later
Yeah.
on in the episode, she thinks she has the highest IQ here. She feels about Alexia inferior the way that Adriana feels inferior to the girls.
Yep.
Nicole makes her feel that way.
Yep.
And Adriana, if I was Julia, I would be paying attention to all this. This is not somebody you want a friend. If she can easily, willingly let someone take the fall and the blame this long, because by now the damage is done.
Yeah.
Adriana had the opportunity that day to speak out, and she didn't,
Yep.
which I found really odd. Adriana don't mind letting these girls know, yes, it was
Absolutely.
me who did this. So, but I think she knew that they really would be done with her. She'd be done from the show because, so Adriana, I didn't have much. She lost a little bit I had.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Like Adriana over the last 15 years has started mess, stuck with mess, confessed to mess. Even when people didn't suspect she was in the mess, she made it known it was her that started the mess. Like she loves the spotlight. I mean, she's been a driving force on drama from the show since episode 1 back in 2012 or whenever the show started. But it's for like, I don't understand why she was so tight-lipped and so like unavailable to say that she was the one that did it. And even when she said, well, I invited her, but when she was talking to Julia, yeah, but with Nicole's blessing, Nicole told me to. I'm like, that I don't, yeah. The established cast is losing points with me very quickly with how they are choosing to operate with these new girls. And the sad thing is these new girls are kind of eating them up a bit. These new girls are coming into a throne. They're not new anymore. They know how to play the game at this point.
Yeah. And so now we have Lisa taking her son to open a bank account with the money he's been saving. I thought he was so adorable. She wants to teach him the value of money since, their lifestyle is going to downgrade due to the divorce. She complains that they have to go from such a large 20,000 square foot home to a house that could possibly only be 3,000 or 4,000. And the way she says it with disgust lets me know how out of touch with reality she is. Like 3,000 or 4,000 square feet is huge.
It's enormous.
And then she begins talking about some of the previous jobs she has had, and that she had to start working at the age of 13. She worked at Dairy Queen and a bunch of other places, including Hooters, which I wasn't shocked about. Any thoughts on this scene?
The little boy is so freaking cute. Like his little glasses and his little Monopoly man like suit. I thought this was cute, but it really was one of those things where it's like, Lisa, right message, wrong messenger, because you just got dragged for the way that you like refuse to live within your budget, refuse to drive a car. But that's kudos that you are showing your son the value of money. But then I'm also like, aren't you just giving him this money? Like, is he doing chores? Like, I don't know if this is teaching him the value of a
His
dollar.
birthday money or...
Okay, I ain't never had a piggy bank that had multiple $100 bills, fake or real. But good for him. I love it because this little boy is adorable. Like, it's so cute. He's adorable.
Shantae?
Yes, Lisa said, do as I say, not as I do, which a lot of parents are guilty of. So you can't give her too much. But yes, that scene was just adorable with the bank and the boy.
Yeah.
So sweet.
So next we have Larsa at home, and she's having dinner with her daughter and Marcus. Her daughter is visiting her for the summer because she goes to school in LA, and Larsa's okay with that because that's where her father lives, and all that matters to her is Sophia's happiness, which I thought was nice to say. Like, but I really think she'd rather her be over there so she can be freaky deaky around the house with Marcus. She asks her daughter, how does she feel seeing another man in this space? And she, got to be uncomfortable. And the daughter says, yeah. And then you could tell that Larsa is kind of direct producing in this moment, trying to get her to say that she likes Marcus by saying, well, if you had to choose someone, it would be him, right? And Sophia says yes. You know, and Larsa says, you know, they get along, you know, but they team up against her. You know, when daughter doesn't want to go somewhere, she texts Marcus, you know, all this other stuff. You know, they talk about, the producers ask Larsa, how does Scotty feel about Marcus being around his kids? And, you know, she says, I don't get into that with Scotty, and he doesn't get into it with me about who he has around mine. It is what it is. So it seems like they truly are like over each other. Like, I'm sure they only talk about the kids.
Yeah.
And, you know, that they talk about Sophia's budget, and, you know, he tells Sophia, baby, max that card every month. That 500 ain't rolling over. And Larsa says, oh. I will start with you, Shantae. Anything here?
I guess it's still strange to me to see, you know, the heir to Jordan so happy to be on reality TV. Like, he about to be on Traitors with Larsa too, you know, and I'm just like,
I hate that. They're both on there together.
Weird.
Yeah,
so weird.
I can't adjust. I'm just like, you're the great family. You're a great man. You really want to do this? But
and side note, I would love for her to be sent home before him. She would be dying if he was left in the house without her.
Absolutely. Absolutely. She would spiral.
Yeah. That would be fun.
I could say a lot of things about Larsa, but seeing her with her kids, I think that she really does strive to like make sure that her kids are happy and healthy, and like whether she wants the house to herself so she can get freaky deaky with her man or what, like her and Scotty really have seemed to just like, we're putting the health of the kids first, right? They're not arguing over whatever. And even if they are, Larsa has not dragged that man on TV. She has not spoken negatively about that man. She has not, you know, I think she understands that her kids are at that age and could potentially see this. She wants to make sure they have a good impression of their father. She doesn't like speak negatively about the people that Scotty's dating. She's like, that's his business. It's my business. So y'all know I don't go up for Larsa in any way, shape, or form, but I got to hand it to her. She is an adult. She's handling separation and a split like an adult. So good for her.
So she's acting the way a 49-year-old should, basically.
Exactly.
Okay.
That dig. But also it's like, it's you see her with all like the plastic surgery and the makeup and on the show, but literally like when she's with her kids, you can see that like her kids are like, Mom, like stop, like shut up. Let's just eat this dinner. Like stop being weird. But it is weird. The more that I see Marcus, like he genuinely enjoys being on this show. Genuinely loves being on the show. You see, most of the husbands are kind of like, okay, I'm here. Like, you want me to, you know, I'm doing it for you. I'm gonna be here, but once like y'all cut, I'm out. Marcus is like, no, I'm what are we doing? You want to go film some pickup scenes? I have an idea for a scene that we should film. Like he genuinely is. He very much a Peter Thomas, very much a Joe Gorga. Like, give it another season or two. He's going to be arguing with the ladies.
Oh my gosh, please no.
Please no, we can't do it.
And you know, I agree with Haitian Empress. Adulting at 49 is not to be applauded, but she does know that there's technology that when it comes to her kids, she has it unlocked. I agree with that statement, but I'm not going to clap for somebody doing what they're supposed to.
Because we've also seen some housewives that are in her shoes that really don't give a damn.
Yeah, we just read them
about her kids. They're like,
just read them. Don't compliment the ones that are doing what they should do.
Sorry, no, I'm in 2024. I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. I want to at least
congenial
give one positive thing. Congenial. I'm in my congenial era. One positive thing about her.
Well, I'm not about to be so congenial after this section. So Alexia is apartment hunting with Frankie and the realtor Michelle. She tells the realtor that Todd cannot come because he's very busy. He is planning a trip with his daughters that he does every year. The realtor asks her, when does she have to move in? And Alexia says, by the end of the month. And production asks Alexia, how does she feel that it's all on her to find a place to live? Alexia admits she doesn't like the pressure. However, she knows what's best for her family, and she'll make the right choice, especially where the safety of Frankie is concerned. You know, they view the master suite in the home, and the suite is huge, And Alexa kind of snidely says, "Oh, it's not bad. This will work," for about a year. Um, they then view the closet, which is huge. um, his
Bigger
and
than
her
my
section.
apartment.
And she says, "Oh no, baby, I need more because this has to be a hers and hers because the whole I have too much stuff." Then they go in and look at a bedroom for Frankie, and he immediately says no, and the room is too because the room is too small. And I agreed with him. That room was tiny, teeny tiny for a grown man. Then they look at another room which is bigger, but it has a bathtub, and Alexia immediately, X's that one out because she doesn't want him slipping trying to get in. Then they look at another room, and it has a balcony, which is also a big no-no. So all in all, this place will not work, and she has to keep looking. I don't know why she was looking here to begin with when the place was $45K a month.
Oh,
so because Tom likes to talk about safe investments and stuff. If you're there for a year, that's 4 point. Baby, let me just
something with the math. Yes,
Jamie, I just pissed.
So I agree with you. And before we started, I told you that Alexia was she was always so congenial and so nice during the first go around, and she came back after that 10-year absence and is ready to be the Queen of Bravo or something, because she very much every episode just chips away at any goodwill I have left for her. She really has made it to the echelon of the Housewives who are all about money and looks and where do I stay and I can't do this, and it very much is out of touch. I will say this, every single time I feel like she's irredeemable, you bring in Frankie and it's the old Alexia that goes back, because every time I was like, Alexia, shut up and just rent the apartment. But then she was like, no, I want to make, that's a no. He's safe. I don't want him slipping. I can't do this. I'm like, ugh. So you're not a complete demon woman. You still have that soft spot. And I will always say, we said it last season and the season before, Frankie is her saving grace from keeping people from completely turning on her, because she.
Well, I mean, it didn't stop her with me, but
she loves that boy. She loves that boy, and you can genuinely tell she will lay down her life to make sure that her son is protected. So I gotta hold out this little bit of hope for her, because if she can do that with Frankie, surely you can throw other people a bone. Surely you could throw other people. And then Frankie. I saw the preview for next week. I'm like, no, you can't.
Yep, I like Frankie. I don't like her. Shantae, anything here?
Oh, it's the same. And Frankie has my heart. He was like, y'all downgraded, not me. I'm going to get my same size room. This is not going to work for me. And I was like, yes, King. Tell them what you're going to accept and what you're not going to accept.
Give me the master. Give Frankie the master bedroom. Yes. Y'all stay in that little bedroom.
It's Frankie's show. And that's going to be Frankie's house. Period.
Yeah, I do agree with this comment here from Patient Empress. I think these are all pre-selected apartments. One's already in the moving phase, and the others, they're throwing the landlord a bone for their units, and they're all
very house hunters.
I believe this wholeheartedly. Well, it is time for the fun. It is time for Marisol's party, and we see the setup, and I gotta say this, it's top notch. This party, Marisol did her thing. There's an ice sculpture, and although it's melting because it's really hot outside, it is still beautiful. You could tell she kind of spared no expense for this event. She said it reminds her of her days at the Patton Group, where she did stellar events for people, and you see some clips of the events. You see Gloria Estefan was there. We heard the governor had just arrived right before that. And then she has jewelry, clothing, skincare bags, and other items for the girls to take home with them. That's my type of party.
I love it. I love that type of party.
Alexia is the first to arrive, and they take a nice little shot at the door. Marisol tells Alexia she's tired, and that Alexia probably have to talk to her today, to which Alexia says, oh, as usual, like I usually do. And then Kiki arrives next, followed by Julia. And as the ladies are outside, Julia walks up in a very awkward manner and just looks around, like she stepped out into space or something. And we know it's because Julia's feeling uneasy, because she's probably going to have to give them the information about Adriana, and she does not really.
She has no poker face. If Julia is nervous, that lady is a wreck.
And I'm going to stop for a second. I admire her, though, because she's torn between her loyalty to Adriana and also being a good person. She's genuinely a good person. She can't stand Nicole hurting like this over something that she really didn't do. So I really like that about her. And then Kiki mentions that she's booking a bunch of shows for a swim week. And Julia says that she's also walking one of the shows. Marisol tells the girls, that I'm throwing this party and it's a day of camaraderie and fun. And Kiki says, well, is everyone invited? But what we really wanted to know was, is Nicole invited? Is what she really wanted to know. Marisol says she did not invite Nicole because of what happened at the brunch. It was just way too much, bro. And then Julia starts to defend Nicole a bit, but it is quickly shut down by the other women. I mean, Kiki ain't even really on Nicole's side here. Marisol says that Adriana said Nicole, and this is what pissed me off here. Marisol says that Adriana said Nicole is the one who invited Anna. And she believes her because of how uneasy Adriana looked at the brunch. And I didn't think Adriana looked uneasy. I think Adriana looked like, bitch, you're not really leaving before you say all what you had to say, right? That's what Adriana was looking like.
Yep.
And then we see Gertie arrive and greets all the women. The women are amazed that she's there, being that she just had surgery a few days earlier. I love Gertie, but I also really love that she is. I see a little bit of it's endearing to me. So what I'm about to say, like a little bit of actress, like, yes, you guys are always so mean and nasty. So I'm going to turn this up a bit so that you guys can really be sweet to me, because you guys normally treat me like trash. You see her, one arm is down. she's walking slowly and stuff. And I love it. Make them treat you nice, girl. And then, the women begin doing some shopping around in Marisol's backyard with all the items they have to choose from. And Gertie says, baby, yes, retail therapy is just what I needed.
I love this for her. You get one of everything. Grab it. Grab all of it, Gertie.
And when Adriana brought her, that was, now you got a blue one too. Then they fix their plates and sit down to eat. And Kiki tells the ladies she is throwing a party to close out swim week, and she invites them all. And I agree with her. I do hope that they show up to support her, because she's always showing up to everything of theirs.
Usually the first person to show up.
Yeah. And they then begin to talk about the Mother's Day brunch. And, they start saying, well, I want to know why Anna was there to begin with. Did Adriana invite her or did Nicole invite her? And this whole time, Adriana's like, just looking around. And Julia gets pissed and loudly interrupts the group and says that Nicole is getting a bad rap for something she did not do. And she turns to Adriana, and Adriana starts, telling, put this comment up. I want to read it.
Sorry, I was going to press.
Oh, go ahead. Read it, Jamie. Real quick one.
Oh, no, I was going to press it. Haitian Empress mentioned it, so I was saving it for whenever we got to it. But
we both were.
She says, for those who don't speak French, like the translation did not do justice, apparently, what Adriana was trying to say to Julia. The way Adriana was like pleading with Julia to not spill the beans. She went all Parisian on her. So Haitian Empress, at the end of this, if you could call in and please let us know what it is got lost in translation, because it looked like the look on her face looked like she was literally like, girl, please do not tell them it was me.
I am finally back in the groove.
Right? Please do not tell these women it was me.
And see, they go back and forth, and Julia then says to Adriana, you always tell the truth, and now should be no different. So Adriana admits that she invited Anna, and she likes to throw in with Nicole's blessing. And she tells the group that she was bothered when Alexia was questioning Lisa about her finances in the car, so that she was a hypocrite, and that's why she invited Anna. They were about to start going into it when Julia says, wait, can we please acknowledge the fact that Nicole had nothing to do with this? And they go insane, and they completely ignore the fact that Adriana invited her and still want to keep the blame on Nicole, which shows that they have been looking for a reason to just be able to be mad at Nicole again. And then during this whole time, we see. Well, let me just stop there. Let me stop there. So then, Lisa arrived. Adriana says she decided to come clean, and they're still mad at Nicole, and she is happy to let them do so. So I will stop there because this whole dinner scene is really long.
There's a lot going on.
You know how it is when you look back at your notes and forget where you were because the writing's so small. Dante, what were your thoughts here?
Adriana's still my girl, all right. She
You
was
could tell.
so whack at the table, but it was hilarious when she started begging in the foreign languages.
I have to
For
be honest,
mercy from
Sante.
Julia. It was funny.
I probably would have found it funny if it wasn't coming at Nicole's expense. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think that's what's bothering me. Is because if Nicole had really been sneaky and dirty, I'd be all for it. Adriana, be quiet, girl. Don't say nothing. Let her wear it. But
But you gotta love Adriana. Like for moments like this, it was too funny watching her squirm. But again, Alexia and Marisol proved what I said last week that they weren't gonna change, even if they knew it was Adriana's fault because they made up their mind. And those two, once they decide something, they stand by it very bullishly. And Adriana just got off scotch free, like I knew she would. So, but I think from the previews, her and Alexia are gonna get into it again when the deeper motives come out. But for now, Adriana and Marisol are very happy to go back to hating on Nicole because they wanted to. Period.
yeah, I do
What do you
like the
guys
word you
think?
used to describe Adriana. It's the word I was trying to look for. She really was squirming in that seat.
Oh,
Like that was a
absolutely.
perfect choice of words.
She was
Jamie?
sweating bullets. I will say, so was I the only one that was really nervous the way these women were hugging Gertie so hard and close? I was like, she just had surgery on her breast. Y'all grabbing this lady and pull it. Like, my God, this is too much. But I'm glad that she showed up. I thought that too, Danny. I was like, the arm is down. I'm like some of it, like, because Gertie can be very animated. She
And
can very
dramatic,
much
and I think it was
very
right
animated.
done this time because this.
Yeah.
I think she kind of did it to see maybe if I'm like this, it won't be a shit show.
I think so too, because this is what the third event that they've had that has gone completely left. I am in complete agreement with everything that Haitian Empress has been saying. Gertie
Yes.
shows up, she just had surgery 3 days ago. And some of the women genuinely were like, how are you doing? What's going on? And I don't know if production, again, cut conversations, but they all seemed very happy to have it just be like, oh, I feel good. Oh, okay. Like, there was no like, girl, sit down. Come on, are you okay? Do you need anything? Can I help you? There was none of that.
I always get conflicted about that too, Jamie, because I'm like, I wonder if Gertie has told him, I don't want to dwell on this. Don't ask me how I'm doing.
I don't want to look like a frail
Gertie gives me that, that she doesn't want to dwell on it all the time and be asked because she's putting on this stuff exterior, but she really is scared. And I don't think she wants to break down in front of people that she knows she probably really can't trust.
I mean, that part as well. But even still, like, girl, if it's somebody that I know just underwent a lumpectomy and was waiting on the results of stuff, like, okay, you can tell me all day long not to dote on you. Shut the fuck. Excuse me. Ooh. Sorry, Cortez. Shut up. Sit down. I'm getting you a drink. I'm getting you a plate. Because, like, that's just human empathy. Like, I have to say, Haitian Empress, I'm in complete agreement. Like,
me too.
It was just like, oh, okay, good to see you. How are you? Bye. We're on to something else. And we see it absolutely when Lisa enters in this next scene. But Adriana really thought she was getting off scot-free, like Shantae just said. It really rubbed me the wrong way, and it kind of showed me again that Marisol and Alexia really are the alliance that needs to be broken up. Because Marisol really does just kind of run with what Alexia says. And I'm in full belief that Alexia sat there and just, nope, she did it. She did, because we saw Alexia. Nope, I don't care. It was Nicole. Nicole did it. Nicole set it up. Nicole set us up. And Marisol's, you hear enough of that and you're like, yeah, she did set us up. I want Marisol to have a backbone. I want Marisol to have her own mind, her own train of thought. Hearing her say, like, well, Nicole set it up and she set me up and it just felt weird. That's why I didn't invite her. I'm like, that. Come on, man. Like, you used to own one of the most successful PR businesses in Miami. You did not get to that level of success by being stupid. Like, Alexia has never done anything noteworthy in her life. She's attained everything she has on her back. Good for her. I wish I was as attractive to do that, but some of us have to work. So, like, I don't understand why you default to Alexia when that lady has proven she has no discernible talent, no discernible skills. She's pretty, and that's it. Like,
And that's debatable.
oh, you can say a lot of things
So-
about Alexia, but that lady is pretty
I can say that too.
in
So
your
Lisa-
square.
So Lisa arrives and in her confessional says that she is still a bit angry over what transpired in Palm Beach and she's still harboring some feelings. She says that Alexia is always holding people accountable, so she shouldn't have a problem taking accountability right now. Um, and so as Lisa enters, Alexia makes a comment that Lisa is the only one that can arrive 2 hours late and we're still going to give her a hug and be happy to see her. And Lisa says, well, baby, I was saving the list for last. And Lisa says, baby, I am the star. And Alexis, that's the wrong thing to say to Alexia because baby Alexis, honey, that's me, but there's room for two.
Oh my God.
And Lisa said, well, I had some legal stuff to take care of, and that's why I'm late. I wasn't going to come at all. And y'all, I can't lie. As soon as she said I had legal stuff to take care of, I said, here we go with the Lenny stuff.
Here we go.
I really thought it was coming. But Lisa hugs Alexia while throwing some shade, and Alexia throws it right back, saying that she heard Lisa was talking stuff about her. Lisa says, no, you were talking about me behind my back. And Alexia says, well, girl, I don't talk about anyone behind your back. Anything I say it to you. And me talking about you ain't talking ish if I'm telling the truth. And Alexia begins talking in a very, her very animated manner that she can't take when anyone talks back to her in the same manner. And Lisa says, calm down. You're doing all this. And Alexia says, well, I am calm. And the parakeet Marisol co-signs it. And then Alexia tells her that this is not a pity party, and Kiki lets out a little chuckle, which I kind of chuckled when Kiki did. And so, then Lisa waves her hands in Alexia's face the same way that Alexia has been talking to her and say, you are always talking and you are going to be quiet and listen for once. And I said, all right, Lisa.
I know that's right, Lisa.
As they continue to go back and forth, you can tell Gertie no longer wants to be there and gets up to leave. I'm going to stop here. Jamie.
They said in the comments, why, I have it up here, why they coddle Lisa yet again, ignore Gertie who has cancer. And the energy between Lisa and Gertie was so
thick.
Weird. And I understand Gertie kind of asked about your finances. I can get why you would be a little upset. It could just be me. Baby, that was such a minuscule thing. We argued. We rightfully got upset. I told you I was upset. I threw some shade the last time we talked. But in between that time, you had surgery to remove cancerous lumps from your body. Like, that's out the window. And it almost seemed like Lisa was completely unaware that happened, because halfway through her throwing shade at Gertie, it was like, oh, by the way, how are you? Okay, good. I don't like the way these established cast members are treating these new ones, and particularly Gertie. Gertie's better than me. That's it. Gertie's better than a lot of us. It's become glaringly obvious that everybody, come in, sit down. Lisa, what's going on? Oh my God, legal stuff. Meanwhile, it's Gertie. It's like, oh, you're so strong. And the only thing that I could think of was that reinforcement of Black women have to be strong, because that's just kind of the label that's been put on them.
Yep.
Because they don't have a choice. What am I going to do? Sit in my house? None of the rest of y'all are going to come and like check in on me. So I don't have another choice. I had to come out here to this stupid janky event in this little tiny backyard. But I hate that for Gertie. I will say I am happy that Lisa has been standing up for herself, because normally she's very passive, and she has been in previous seasons. She was giving it right back to Alexia, and Alexia has just proven that she cannot handle that anybody has a little bit of shine outside of her. And that, I'm a star too. There's room enough for two. Like, girl, just let this lady sit down and have some salad. It is not that deep. It is okay. She's losing me. She's losing me.
She really is, and I agree with this comment here. They treat Nicole and Gertie like second-class citizens,
And Nicole said
when it comes down to what they accomplished on their own, they're probably the two most successful there, other than Larsa and her feet. The money she makes, which I'm not gonna shame that. I mean, Larsa did that on her own too. So I mean,
her own 2 feet.
Yeah. So, you got to take credit. If I knew I had pretty feet like that, I'm going to make money off of it too, darling. So I don't ever fault Larsa for that. Make that coin, honey. If men want to pay for it, make it.
Make
yeah,
that money.
But it's just funny, outside of Larsa, Nicole, and, Alexia and Marisol, maybe Marisol, they're not self-made women.
Yeah.
And I think there's always going to be that envy there for Gertie and Nicole because they are self-made women and intelligent and have purpose and, do things and aren't dependent on a man forever. Shante?
Yeah, man, this scene, it just really made my heart hurt for Gertie because they're disproportionately showering so much attention on Lisa when Lisa don't even want the attention. Lisa is just throwing everything back in their face right about now. She's sick of them telling her what to do, and it's like they're not even like acknowledging Gertie's there in a way. And again, you have this event. She just had the surgery because they were talking about it. They had like the pink colors on the table. They could have did something, like I said, a cake, a special handbag or something. But no, they just continue to disappoint me and be raggedy about Gertie. So I just feel like we got the receipts, the proof, the timeline that they are not meaning well when it comes to Gertie.
Receipts.
And I think it's a little bit of ethnocentrism. And yes, the screenshots too. So yeah, no, Gertie was right to walk out.
I think like there are certain cast members, obviously Julia, Nicole, even Adriana, surprisingly, like was walking like behind Gertie, like grab this, let's do this. Adriana genuinely is an empathetic person when she wants to be. I think the rest of these established cast members, unfortunately, Marisol, Alexia, Lisa, they're so egocentric that I genuinely don't think that they think of Gertie. They don't think of Gertie until they are reminded. We saw, in the next scene, they all get emotional. I don't think that that's fake, but they're all so wrapped up in themselves that they can't see beyond. It had to be
in their
themselves.
Face.
Yes, you had to be reminded of it. And even then, as we'll discuss, Lisa was like, "Oh."
No, I'm not talking about Lisa. I'm talking about Marisol. Alexia was out there crying.
Yeah.
I don't think Lisa could have a tear of fall.
Okay, physically, she couldn't have a tear, and it sucks because it's just like Gertie really don't bother anybody. Gertie doesn't stir up mess. She, sometimes when she speaks, we see that she's very passionate, she's very animated, she's very this. But for the most part, Gertie does not stir up mess. She doesn't come to people. She doesn't start drama. The stuff with Larsa was rightfully like, girl, you're moving kind of funny. I do not like this. You and I had our little tiff. She asked Lisa that question. I was one of the ones who said it was over the line. But I think that also may have been a language barrier of just like, girl, we're concerned about you. Like, if this man stops paying for you, like, are you going to be able to survive? She doesn't bother anybody.
No, and I also will say that I was pretty shocked that I didn't expect Lisa to get up, but I was pretty shocked that Kiki just sat there too and didn't go like checking on her.
Yeah.
That really shocked me.
We're gonna have to discuss that because
there's something
Twitter
there
is very upset about
that, and I think rightfully so. I believe if Larsa and Nicole were there, they both would have got up to check on Gertie too.
Nicole, absolutely.
No, I think Larsa would have too. I do. For some reason, I just really do. I think they're trying to get past that stuff. They've been trying to make steps during the show. Obviously, and Watch What Happens Live last night, we said Larsa says she thinks they'll work it out at the reunion, work through it at the reunion. But I think at this moment she would have got up to hearing that about the second surgery. I think that would have shook her too. So anyway, so then. It pans back to Gertie, and we discover that in the car on the way there, Gertie received the news that she has to have another procedure in a few days because they didn't get all the cancer out. And as Gertie is trying to tell them that she is leaving, Alexia and Lisa continue to argue. Gertie tells Alexia and Lisa that this is ridiculous, and Lisa tells her, "Don't yell at me, Gertie." That pissed me
That pissed me off.
And Gertie says she is not yelling. She's just telling her she's leaving. And Lisa dismissively says, okay, go. And Gertie responds and says, and by the way, I lied earlier. I have to have a second surgery on Tuesday. I've been trying to be good and sit here and listen to everything, but I want them to realize that none of what they're talking about matters one bit. Gertie tells the ladies to stop thinking that someone in the group is out to hurt everybody. Gertie continues to defend Nicole on her way out. Jamie, can you put the link in the comments too?
Yeah.
Gertie tells the ladies to stop thinking. She looks at Julia and says, make it right, make it right. And in her confessional, Alexia, I really appreciated these words Alexia said in her confessional, that, you know, we're going through a lot right now. And when you're going through a life and death situation, such as cancer, you do view the world differently. And she says she respects what Gertie is asking of them. And she expects to sit down and have a conversation with Nicole and for Nicole to own it.
That's where she lost me.
And
should have just put the period right there.
And the other ladies begin crying as Gertie says her goodbyes for the day. And it brings us to the end of the episode. So I will start with you, Shantae.
This scene made me cry. Oh man, because I was just thinking about Gertie watching these ladies be so selfish, so uncaring, and it really hurt me to watch them do her like that, especially that Lisa. Oh, that finger. But anyway, besides, Lisa acting up as usual, I definitely think that Gertie's heart is shown through because she was still worried about Nicole, when she said that whole make it right thing. And I know she probably wished that Nicole was there because Nicole is the only one that seems to put her money where her mouth is in terms of giving a damn about Gertie and calling and catching up, and visiting. So it's very unfortunate that not only were they not showing her support, but then they iced out the person that does show her support from the event for no reason. It's just all the layers of how messed up this scene is were not lost on me. But again, Alexia proved that she's still petty, talking about Nicole gotta own up to stuff. But I do think her tears were genuine. I think she realized how deep, everything was for Gertie in that moment. So maybe she'll start to act a little differently. But a lot of them other girls, especially Lisa, I don't see them caring for Gertie, and it's just so sad that she spent so much time with these women, and they can't even for the cameras or for the sake of other people who are going through breast cancer, just show some awareness to some level of empathy, and it's disheartening. I can't.
I agree, Shantae. I understand Lisa's going through a lot. That man is putting her through hell. So we discussed a couple of weeks ago about problems. Everybody got pain, Effie. I understand you're going through something. That man is dragging you through the mud publicly. That man is suing you. That man is calling you a liar. He's trying to take custody of your. I understand. You're stressed out. Maybe it's just me. I mean, it's not just me because Twitter is all in agreement. I just don't understand how we're not hearing at least once every episode one of the ladies asking how Gertie's doing. I just don't understand. And we saw in the comments TKC says Gertie is annoying. Maybe
they all are.
I hate. She may not be your cup of tea. Is she dramatic? Yeah. Is she animated? Yeah. Is that cultural? Is that personality? All of those things can be true, but if somebody that is, whether it be a coworker or an actual friend, is going through a life-threatening illness and you have to see them every single day for however long they film, 3 months, 4 months at a time, I don't know how you can be a human being and not girl, are you okay? What's going on? Update me on some stuff. How's it going on? Nicole, we find out, does that. Julia has been doing that. None of these other ladies, it doesn't seem to register that Gertie is a person that deserves at least a moment of humanity, a moment for the spotlight to be on them, just to see how it's going. And it's Kiki. I've been a Kiki fan forever, and I'm on the fence with her because I wanted to applaud that she's getting camera time for something outside of just being the comedic relief. Yes, you're walking in Fashion Week. That's a huge thing. Yes, you're hosting a party. We need to celebrate these things. But the way that she even handled when she sat there and said, "Oh, I've got stuff going on in my life too," I was like, what? What? Gertie gets up and walks out because they didn't get all the cancer cells out of her for this last surgery, and she's terrified and has to go. And your thought is, I've got stuff going on in my life too. Like it.
And I love the comment that Haitian Empress put up that, let's see who goes up and chases behind Kiki when she gets into it with Lisa.
Nobody is going to.
And I hope
Gertie probably will.
I heard. Oh, I pray to God she doesn't. And I know that Lisa is going through stuff, but the reason I say everyone is going through stuff and that Lisa's shouldn't be held any special or different is because she already has been. Every episode is drowned out by these girls supporting Lisa or listening to Lisa. Lisa has gotten her fair share of support from these women. Lisa does not need to take up the air in a room every time she's in it with her problems. And
the ladies have all said they don't like having to do that. So stop doing it.
Yeah, but somehow it all comes right back to it, and she still gets her way and gets to talk about Lenny.
My God. So Haitian Empress said that she thinks that comment was about Lisa, and that actually makes a lot more sense considering Kiki has been very vocal about she's tired of Lisa's shit. So
that does make sense.
Kiki gets a pass. Thank you, Haitian, because that comment I was like, this is what? What? So thank you, Haitian Empress.
Yeah, I was glad that Lisa was aware and could say, "Gosh, I sure know how to clear a room." Yes, you did, girl.
Every day.
But thank you everyone for watching. We do have one caller in the queue. I'm going to add in our friend here. Hey, Ronnie.
Hey, not this.
Is that Meredith?
It felt appropriate to be in my inner Meredith as I said hello. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, Ronnie.
Hi.
I'm amused. Well, first of all, I love the show as always. What you guys are doing is amazing. These perspectives are always so good. And even the chat, even though it was like funny or, shady in the right kind of way, I think somebody wrote, what did they write? They wrote, Lisa's giving like Dorit, which, that's a rough one, but it is kind of a thing. I feel bad because Lisa, come on, Lisa, be better than that. But Lisa is going to be Lisa. Yeah.
She's consistent. Consistently Lisa.
Yeah. And, the reason I said you guys are so good at what you do is I would like to hope that it is like a possible teachable moment for the cast because things get out of hand. The show moves fast. Storylines need to be done. But am I being naive, you guys, to say that I don't think that necessarily the concept of like an Alexia or a Marisol don't necessarily feel for Gertie. I think they do, but I'm kind of also hoping maybe it's a teachable moment because if they're not displaying it in a way that it's effective on this TV show, they're being, portrayed in a way that they aren't showing up for Gertie. And I do think in my heart of hearts, they do care, but maybe there's a little bit of a teachable moment where they can showcase it a little bit better because we all know when you're doing these shows and things are moving fast, like sometimes, you get caught up in what you already know. They've been friends with Lisa forever. They're still sort of kind of meeting Gertie. And I don't think that they're necessarily trying to not give her the proper attention, but a light bulb went on in my head when Jamie said, what did you say? Oh, Gertie deserves like her moment in the regards of what she's going through. And then all I could think of is, I says, wait a minute. I don't think they don't want to support her, but maybe they're having a hard time doing it in this particular situation. Is that being too kumbaya, too naive, you guys? What do you think?
Just the teach, but I also.
But it is Housewives.
It's like I get what you're saying, but then I personally don't want to give the grace, but I can understand what you're saying,
Because it's Marisol and Alexia, you don't want to get the grace.
Yeah. And because
I get what you're saying,
who
Ryan.
has sucked the energy out of the room every episode she's in, every scene.
It's like, I think with these other franchises, particularly with, Atlanta and Potomac, we do hear the behind the scenes stuff of what production does to move story forward. Production, do this, let's talk about this, and we're in the nearly the 20th season of the Bravoverse as a whole when it comes to Housewives. We're privy to exactly what goes on behind the scenes. So I am in agreement with you, Ronnie, that storylines get pushed. You have to move forward. We're doing this. I don't think Gertie knows how to advocate for herself. Like so many Black women, you are taught to, baby, you are existing in a space. You don't get to take up the space. And so when we see these little bursts of her saying, yo, I lied, I have to have surgery, that's her being exhausted of like, baby, my chest hurts. I had, lumps, masses taken out of my body 4 days ago. I had to ice my breast just yesterday when I'm having to film. I'm choosing to be here, but like, this is how I'm spending my time. Y'all are arguing over who is a star, who's not. Like, that's got to be frustrating. So, like, I can give grace because, yeah, these women are so, whenever you're on a call sheet, you're so hyper-focused on just making a scene and arguing or whatever. I genuinely don't think that they've stopped to be like, oh, like, there's actually real stuff going on. Like,
well, you saw that in Lisa's greeting to Gertie.
Yeah.
Hey, Gertie, how are you? Like, it took for a second.
Yeah.
It
didn't register.
That pissed me off.
Which is annoying. Take yourself out of the show for a little bit and be a human. Like, it's okay.
Right.
Take a step back and be a human.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And if Marcus Thirsty Self can get a whole party in the show, why can't Gertie have a party? It doesn't make sense. No, it's really making me upset. Like, I cried.
That was Larsa.
Yeah.
That's Larsa decided to use her scene in that matter. That's Larsa's scene. Let her use
That's
her
Larsa Square.
That's what Larsa decided to do.
Oh my gosh.
But Ronnie, we thank
like
you. We have
thank you,
another
Ronnie.
caller in the queue. Ronnie, again, thank you for all your support. You always call into Miami.
Yes.
We know it's your favorite show. Jersey is around the corner, so I know we'll see some more.
The Melissa Gorga show is coming. Yes, Melissa Gorga. Yes, Larsa Pippen. Yes, Giselle Bryant. Come on.
Oh my God. All the wrong answers.
Jessel.
Wrong.
You riding with the wrong team. You riding with the wrong team, Ronnie. But we still love you.
And now we have 1 second here. Alrighty, and now we have adding to the stage. Hello, Moments.
Hi.
Did I have the right one? Because there was 2 in there. Let me try.
Yeah, see, let's remove that one and try to add the other one.
Yeah. Moments, can you hear us now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So here's the thing. I'm just going straight into it. That's the first thing I noticed about Lisa. Like, I think that it really is a lack of self-awareness, and I hate that for Gertie. Because, yeah, every week we're talking about Lenny, but it was not only lack of self-awareness, or here's the other perspective, because I'm trying to give her grace by saying lack of self-awareness. No, I think that she was actually trying to go to bat for Larsa, because it's the line of questioning that she had for Gertie. She was like, oh, you look so nice. Like, you look so good. You had your surgery? When like a couple of weeks earlier, they were like, are you sure you have questioning if she really had cancer. So that's why that interaction was so weird, because it wasn't just that she wasn't supporting her. It was the follow-up questions like, oh, you look so good. Oh, you're out. When it's like, honey, 2 weeks ago, the police came to your house. Why were you outside? But it's the way, and so I feel that I want to say that they're full of themselves and they're so invested in what they have going on that they can't have compassion for others. But when I rewatched the episode, the way Lisa was questioning and interrogating Gertie kind of, it wasn't like, okay, you look good, all of that. It was as if she was questioning, did you really go through with the surgery? Because why are you here?
Interesting perspective.
Number 2, I'm a single mom. And so when it comes to dating and introducing men in your children's lives, I think there is a certain conversation that you should have with your children before you're bringing the man around. And it also depends on the age of your children. With Sophia being 14, I agree with you. I feel like Larsa want to have freaky deaky time. And, if you're doing it 5 or 6 times a night, like, you don't want your kid there, right?
The kid don't be there either.
But I will say, I kind of hate how she produced that conversation, because she didn't really allow her daughter to have to form her own opinion. It's more so like, just like everyone's tired of Marcus being around, can you imagine being her daughter and you're going to go visit your mom for the summer, but you have to visit your mom plus her boyfriend? So it's not like single women can't date, but I feel like she's introducing Marcus as far as like an everyday member of the family a little too early for Sophia, especially if the goal is to spend summer with your mom and you haven't really been living with her the whole year. So I don't really like the way Larsa chose to do that. I feel like it's too soon. Like her and Marcus have been dating for maybe a year now,
Yeah.
if that, 9 months, depending on when they started filming. So I don't like how Larsa went about that. My second thing is, and I have to go in on Adriana.
Go in.
Adriana is completely evil because it's the way that she kind of explained, like, well, I try to tell them the truth and they're mad at Nicole. Okay, she can take it. When it's versus Julia's point of view, like, why is everyone attacking Nicole? She needs to, kind of be shown that she's not the villain. Adriana is a true villain. She's a messy girl. She's a true villain. She's a victim villain, though, because she wants to cry about it and say, oh, these girls are bullying me and bullying me. But at the end of the day, you had the same type of bully attitude when you're allowing Nicole to get the venom from Alexia and Marisol. And instead of you standing up, you're choosing how you word things. You're saying, oh, yeah, Nicole said that she invited her to come. No, you invited her to come. Nicole knows of her because her husband worked with her, but it's not like Nicole was trying to be petty the way Adriana is being petty. And she was really upset that Anna left early because Adriana was ready to see fireworks. She was ready to see the SHIT hit the fan. And so just the fact that she was so cunning to do that and it didn't even work out in the dramatic favor that she wanted, I just think Adriana is a friend to no one. And she thought that Julia would be the person to stand up to her. But at the end of the day, whether it's reality TV or not, you can tell that Julia, Nicole, and Gertie, their true personality and their true heart is showing on television. Versus the other seasoned OGs, they kind of let the television get to their head, which is why they lack self-awareness, they lack empathy, compassion. That's all I gotta say. I'm over Adriana. I'm actually like enjoying Marisol a little bit. I feel like it's really Alexia who has the biggest problem with Nicole, not Alexia and Marisol.
I agree with you because I've been enjoying Marisol up until this Nicole thing.
Yeah. I think that if you can separate them, I want to see, and I said this from season 1 when Marisol and Nicole had the initial fight. I'm like, I initially was on Marisol's side because I was like, who's this new girl? You got to respect like the OGs, the people who laid it. But then it's also like, I don't like this person that Adriana has become. She or not Adriana, Alexia. She's let the camera, she's let the fame. They have more fame with this reboot than they had with the original showing of it. Right. Like, she was off TV for 8 years. She's not letting that slip past her fingers again. She's become insufferable, and I want Marisol really to get away because I think when Marisol is by herself, like we saw this conversation with Nicole, like she needs
to find a new friend, but she needs to find a new friend to be on the show with. In that case, then though, because she's not a cat, she's a friend of. So, anyways, thank you, Monroe, for calling in. We really appreciate you.
Bye, Monroe.
Bye. Have a good one.
All righty.
Great points.
And
let's pray for Adriana.
I enjoyed.
Let's pray for Adriana. Shantae, your girl got bopped a lot. So, comments on the calls.
So Shantae, you too pray for Adriana and not Gertie. You too?
Oh, I pray for Gertie every day.
I'm just joking.
But let's pray for Adriana too to act right because.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Shantae. This was really fun as always. To our viewers and callers, thank you, Ronnie. Thank you, Monroe. Enjoyed hearing both of your perspectives. And again, you can catch us here next week, same time, same place. On Monday, we'll have Bells. I believe it's at 1:30 or 2. Second part of the reunion air. Monday night, Potomac. Tuesday night at 8 o'clock, we have Married to Medicine first. And at 9:20 Eastern, we have Salt Lake City, part 2 of the reunion. Wednesday night, 9 o'clock, Beverly Hills. And then back here Thursday, 8:30 Eastern for Married for Real Housewives of Miami. Baby, we are working. We are tired.
Okay, baby, we are working.
But so thank you all, and it is time to lean out. We'll see you next time.